Hello, it's Phil here once again for digitaldjtips.com with the 7th of our 10 commandments for better digital DJing. And commandment number 7 is learn to beat match without your computer's help. Now, why should you learn to beat match when you have a sync button right in front of you that snaps the record straight into sync with the other one? Why bother learning to beat match, especially when it's so difficult? Well, apart from the fact that that button will not always get it right for you, and if it doesn't, what do? Not play that record? Or just make a mess up of it? Apart from that, let's assume that it always got it right for you. You still need to know how to beat match without your computer's help. The first reason is that we need to understand what that sync button is doing first. Now there's two ways that you can use that button. On some DJ controllers you get the choice, on some you don't. But the two ways are this. Way number one, that button will put the record on the deck that you're queuing in at the same speed as the record on the deck opposite. This is the same as when you're on CD players, CD decks. CDJ players in DJ booths have a BPM readout on them anyway. So if you've got a CD and you want to get it in time with the other one, you just push the fader until the numbers are the same. So, you know, it's not very difficult. And that button there, if it's just BPM matching, all it'll do is save you having to do it manually by moving the fader. Maybe it's not quite so difficult, that one. However, the sync button, and this is the one that most DJ controllers are set to by default, and some it's all that they have. The sync button will not only do that, but it'll pull the beats together, so the kick drums that bang on with each other, and even the phrasing together, so that things are starting and ending at the same time. Now, this is all well and good, and as I said a minute ago, sometimes it doesn't work, and there are ways around that. DJ software has ways of beat gridding, which is when you tell the software where the beats are, and some software, it will even allow you to beat grid stuff where the beat isn't constant. So there's clever stuff at work there. However, even with all that, you still need to know how to beat match properly. And that means not using that button for, certainly not for the sync, but probably not for the BPM matching either. So why? Apart from the forcing you to understand the phrasing, where the beats go, where they match, and getting it in time manually, it will allow you, when you're DJing out and about, say you turn up at a bar and you're the second DJ, and the DJ before you is playing from CD, and you put your first record on, you get yourself all set up. The last video told you how to get set up properly. You get yourself all set up, you're plugged into the mixer, and the DJ says, right, this is my last tune, you know, over to you. And you get your headphones on and you hit your sync button, but you're not syncing to your own deck, you're syncing to someone else's CD player. How do you do it? Your sync button can't help you. You need to know how to do it manually. You need to get your beat to the right speed, and you need to start your record at the right time in order to smoothly beat match out of that guy's CD, or out of that guy's record. Now, say you have a backup CD or two and your computer crashes. You have to DJ off those two CDs. Slap them in the CDJs. What are you going to do if you can't beat match? There's just two examples of why it's so important to beat match. But I think another example, and another one, this is where people get quite emotional, and this is where the vinyl DJs and the CD DJs kind of are up in arms at us lot. It's kind of a respect thing. That's the way DJing's always been done. Now you could argue that beat gridding and looping and, you know, 4-deck madness is the new beat matching, and, you know, the sync button's great because it frees your time up to do all the exciting new stuff. But in a way you're kind of arguing that the old stuff isn't important anymore, and arguably it is important. You know, just because you have automatic transmission on your car, it doesn't mean you shouldn't know how to use the gears. And there's a respect thing going on there. Plus, I think, secretly, a lot of digital DJs want to know how to beat match. They want to be able to do it. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's a skill worth having, and for all the reasons we've just gone through, it is definitely worth putting the time aside to teach yourself. As I say though, it's difficult. Like riding a bike's difficult, or learning a language is difficult. Something changes, something has to snap into place in your head to do it. And it takes perseverance and it takes practice. Now, if you want to learn to beatmatch, you don't need to use CDJs or vinyl. That's the good news. All you need is your normal DJ controller, and don't touch that sync button. And on your screen there are waveforms and there are BPM numbers. There'll be a number somewhere that says the BPM. Cover that number up. Literally, just full screen your DJ software and then get some tape and tape over that number so you can't see the BPM of your tunes. Then sort out a folder of tunes. If you're a house DJ, don't make it hard for yourself. Just stick a load of reasonably similar tunes together. You might even want to start with 2 copies of the same tune. Pop them into a folder and then use your software as normal, but of course you can't see the BPM, so you're going to have to, when you get a new track on, you're going to have your headphones ready and you're going to have to get the speed right manually. It is always about moving the speed control a little bit. So if you can't see, this is what I'm talking about. It's about putting a tune onto your deck, starting it in time, so you cue it up, you put your cue point right at the beginning, you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and you'll start it. You're always going to start it a little bit too early or a little bit too late, and then you'll be adjusting the speed control, because not only that, you're not going to have it at the right speed. So you'll be saying it's a bit slow, it's a bit slow, it's getting slower. You'll speed it up, and then you'll be nudging it to keep the beats together. Speed it up, nudge it, speed it up, nudge it. A bit too fast, slow it down a bit, nudge it. And that's basically what DJs have always done, and it's very difficult. So practice. Give yourself 10 minutes a day and then take that tape off and start having fun again. But please do practice it. With the resources that accompany this video, which are at digitaldjtips.com/rule7, I will link you to loads of useful information. We've written about this a lot on the blog, and I will link you to all the useful information that help you to get a head start. I'll also link you to kind of the arguments about why you should do it. There's been a lot of good stuff written about why it's useful to learn to beatmatch. It's a difficult one, and persevere with it. Don't let it stop you, getting gigs, and don't let it stop you getting on with it. But I'd say do a little bit every day, a little bit every week, and you will get there in the end, and it will not only get you out of a hole at some point in the future, but believe me, it's good fun. Beatmatching manually is good fun. And so for those reasons, it's definitely a worthy commandment. So we'll see you tomorrow for commandment number 8. Thank you for watching.